How's it, guys? Post drop analysis. What is that? Well, these projects were hyped, they've launched, and now we're going to see how they're doing. My name is Philip. Next to me is Morland, and this is the NFT show. Morland, it's
Nailed it.
been 2 days, bro. 2 days in
I
a row.
know, I know. It's been a while. How was your anniversary?
My anniversary was lovely, lovely, lovely. I think we
Awesome.
ate a whole container of like delicious ice cream chocolate cake stuff. I don't know what it was. Like brownies inside with ice cream, and
Oh
I don't know,
man,
bro. It was really
delicious,
nice. The kids were really
delicious.
excited for us.
Good,
Yeah, it was cool. It was nice
awesome, great.
for sure, man.
And I missed you
So
yesterday. Missed you
I missed
yesterday
you
on the
too. I
show.
watched you yesterday. Actually, I don't often. I'm usually doing too much, but I watched you in the background, and I was very impressed. Nice
Oh,
show.
thank you.
100%, my man. So, look, before we start, I just think it's very important to acknowledge what's going on in Ukraine at the moment. And, our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Ukraine. Yeah, so we'll just leave it there. Tomorrow, we'll chat a bit. It's Freestyle Friday tomorrow. We'll chat a bit about the implication on NFTs. But what's important now is the implication on people. There's fathers going to war. And, our hearts go out to them. And, just keep it in perspective. We're very blessed, and yeah, don't take anything for granted.
Yeah, for sure. To be sitting here talking about NFTs, it,
JPEGs, yeah,
JPEGs. Yeah, it really makes
it's a
you
luxury.
makes you grateful for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a luxury to have, that we can sit here and talk about JPEGs in effect. So yeah, our
Yeah.
thoughts to the people of Ukraine, big time. And all right, so over here, we bring you projects and then they drop, and it's always, for me personally, I find it very educational to analyze compared to how we thought it was going to go, how it actually went, and what happened. And that's what we call a post-drop analysis show. That's what tonight's show is. We're going to be looking at the most hyped projects and seeing where they are now after drop.
Yeah. So first one uh, I think I'm gonna cover is the other side, um, or TOS. So these guys had quite a bit of hype going into their mint. It's a collection of 3D sort of faceless avatars with cool things popping out of their face. I like the art. I think it is really cool. Um, the idea behind it was actually that you could stake your other side character, and then you would be rewarded with these moon pods, and those would be like your staking rewards. So it launched on the 12th of February, and we're currently sitting at a 0.32 floor price. And if you jump into the activity, it did get up to around, I think it was sitting at a 0.7 average price after launch and before reveal. And I think this spike here on the 17th would have been right before reveal. And then we've had that typical post reveal dip. But I think that you're going to see this start to trend up as things change here, as things develop. I'm not even sure if they have implemented staking yet, and most likely not. It usually takes a bit of time to get that up and going. So once they get staking going, uh, and people start earning their rewards and the supply squeeze starts coming in, you could definitely make an argument that you could see some floor price increase here for them. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on these guys, Philip?
I
There's
like the art. I really do like the art also.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know a huge amount about the project, but I have heard it quite a lot on alpha groups and stuff like that after drop, saying that it's a good entry point at this price.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean I don't know much about it. Did you know anything about the team or anything like that?
Well, when you take a look at their, oh, that's the wrong website. When you take a look at their website, they've got a fairly large team. 8 people working on it. Again, it's just all their Twitters. So, but I mean, this guy's been on since 2011 in the space, so it's not. It's
What's he saying about invisible friends there?
what did he say about? No, this was him retweeting somebody, just congratulating. Made some profit from but yeah, I think it's in the long run with the staking mechanic and everything that's coming with their roadmap. It looks like it could be a good play right now. You know, it got up to that 0.7 range pre-reveal. We always see that dip after reveal, but let them start introducing their staking. Let them start putting their roadmap into action, and you know, see what happens.
I always say, you know, try to do your research before you buy in. But once you do, give the team a chance to deliver. You know,
it's been 12 days. It's been 12 days.
Repeatedly. You know, if you always bring it back to the Bored Ape chart, you know, which, you know, was flat for 2-3 months, and every other project we look at that's really mooned, it was quite similar. It's very, very rare to have a chart that from the day of launch just goes like that.
You have to let the building happen, right? Like, for a lot of these teams, they have a roadmap in place, but now they've finally got that influx of ETH or cash capital that they can now really hit the ground running, right? So give them time to do that. Like, the NFT space is so brutal for that. Like, when I want it now. It drives me insane. Like,
when Lambo.
Yeah, like, just take a breath. Just let them. It's a business at the end of the day. Like, you're not banging on Nike's door. Like, when are the next Jordans? I need the next Jordans. Like, let them do their thing. Let them develop. Or same Apple or any product like that, right? Like, if it's true future blue chip NFT or a good quality project, they treat it like a business, and that takes time. Let them do their thing.
I agree. And that's why I'm saying, always, if you've done good research and you're confident in the project, you're not too perturbed about the floor price. And because it's when you sort of buy something on a whim without doing that research, then you start to panic when you see movements that you don't understand because you don't know what's going on in the background. So always a good idea to do research before, or any NFT that you're unsure of, do research after. Get into the Discord, ask questions, you know. Sure. But sorry?
I was just going to say, you can always get out at any point too. You might take a hit, but like, lessons learned and move on from there.
For sure. Right. But I don't feel that you need to. I think it's a great
no.
A good long term. All right. Well, I've got one that was also quite hyped. They launched on the 20th of February, just to keep it in context. So you're looking at about 4 days ago, and they've already done a huge amount of Ethereum traded, 14,000 ETH. Just to show you a bit of the artwork. So, you know, we're seeing, I don't know, about 2 months ago, we were thinking PFPs were gone. The last month has just proven like PFPs are not gone, and especially this cute type of art. I really like the art for what it is.
I do too. Yeah, it reminds me of something you might see on like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or something like that.
Yeah, and they've also got quite a wide variety. It's not like they're all the guy. You know, you've got monkeys and you've got robots and you've got
aliens, this guy's and fish,
alien fish, lots of different characters, which is really cool. So yeah, but we all know with NFTs, don't judge an NFT by its cover. The art is actually pretty irrelevant. I mean, unless it's an art project, which this is not. So it's just to keep it in context, their floor price is 1.3 Ethereum. Their mint price was 0.15. So if you minted, congratulations, you're sitting really nicely. That after whitelist, they had a public Dutch auction that started at 0.75 and pretty much sold out around that price. It never dropped much from there. So that just puts a little bit of context in it. Let's just have a look at the activity chart of the last couple of days. So you see it got quite high as 1.9 ETH. And it has dipped. There's a lot going on at the moment in the world. We did, very briefly touch on Ukraine. On top of that, and as a result of that, the Ethereum price completely tanked today, like 30% almost, went to 2,300. I bought in again because that's my buy-in place. It's now sitting at about 2.5 or 2.6, which is great. But yeah, I mean, I don't think ETH is disappearing. So anytime it hits 2.3, I just buy in.
Buy
and
signal.
yeah, for sure. So I bought in today when everyone was freaking out. And look, I mean, I think a lot depends, what happens from here and how long this is drawn out on the Ukraine side. But either way, there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's hard to know if this would stay straight or be increasing. You got to take everything into account. The thing about this project is a couple of things. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of very notable buyers in this project, a lot. And as one or two of them who have already changed their profile picture to 3D Lander. And then if you also look at the sales that are going on, and I always check this and I always point this out to you guys, there are a lot of sales above floor. Not so much today. All of this is at floor. I'm just trying to find. Not so much today, and this is all today, but you can see how many transactions there've been. But when I looked into it a few days ago, there were
there was a couple there for 4. I think I saw slide by. There's one for 2.
2.7. But you get the point. There were some, and there are some outliers here. So that's that. 10,000 PFP project, a very cool team. They actually don't have a roadmap, which I've noticed a bit more recently. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I know Thingdoms also didn't have a roadmap, and they're sitting at a 0.3 ETH floor, and they've been sort of constantly getting there. So I think if the team is notable and people believe in them, you don't really need one. But I'll just read this to you. It says it's a collection. 3D Landers is a collectible NFT project centered around community, adventure, and collaboration. Each 3D lander resides on the Ethereum blockchain as an NFT made up of unique combinations of traits. Holding a lander makes you a 3-lander, a member of a world and community that serves to build meaningful long-term connection through collaboration, adventure, building, creating, and dreaming. And then it just says here for roadmap, our roadmap begins with you. We believe that the strongest long-term communities in the space move at the speed of friendship, and we aim to create a sustainable space to champion dreamers, creatives, and friends in all we do. Our first goal is to create a meeting place for the community. Of course, we have a lot of amazing plans in store for the future, and we plan to go there together. Meet our team. There aren't any links here. If we go onto Twitter, they've got a good following. 48,000 and really good engagement. And I mean, here you got Colombo retweeting that he got a rare one. I'm pretty certain that he didn't pay 1.5 ETH for that. Again, Mooncat here, he added 2 more. So there really are. There's quite a lot of notable buyers in the space. And again, I don't know. Here's the artist. Just make this bigger for you. He looks quite a cool guy, but definitely doxed. He's from Pom. I'm an artist who likes to draw for fun. When I was a kid, I was a kid who didn't have many friends, didn't have many toys to play with, because we really didn't have enough money for our living. I had to help my parents to work. And he carries on here. I would, if you're interested in the project, I would consider reading it. It's really quite interesting. He seems like a really nice, really genuine guy. And then you've also got Stubby here, and he was showing how they made the tunnel, which I found really interesting. I don't think they call it a tunnel. I'll tell you what they call it now. But I always like seeing the behind the scenes of anything, whether it be an NFT project or I like going to factories and stuff like that. I just find it very interesting. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good project. Again, not financial advice, but just watching who's following it, and the volume so far. I'm not saying buy into it now. Personally, I'm only looking to snag like real blue chips and established projects at this point with the prices what they are, because we really don't know. This could go down to half a ETH, it could go up to 3 ETH. I don't know. It's quite a risky play. I don't think it will go to zero. I do think that the team is legit, and I do think that they have good intentions. Again, that's just my advice. I don't know. But just by how they've been accepted by the whales in the space, interesting project and one to keep on your radar for sure.
Be nice to know what they're planning for the future, and I'm sure in their Discord, I'm not personally in there, but I'm sure they're taking care of it. If that's their goal, to have the community deal with it, I mean, it's an interesting approach for sure. We just got somebody saying thanks for the alpha on Grey Boys a while back. No worries, Wyatt. No worries at all.
So I just want to point out that there is a 10% commission that we take on the guide. So I'll drop my wallet address and you can just send it. Yeah, no, Grey Boys is great, and well done for taking the alpha. And look, it could have tanked. I mean, I knew they had big plans, but you never know. But I'm happy it worked out for you, my man, and we'll carry on working hard to try and bring you more alpha if we can.
So next one we're going to cover is Tales of Suki. It was another anime-themed NFT, and they sold out on the 20th. February 20th was their whitelist, and then public sale was right after that. They sold out their full 9,999 collection. Just taking a quick look at their website, you can see they have that anime theme. They're all female characters, and the idea is that they bond with their pet. So I would say look out for some kind of pet drop in the future. So it minted for 0.1 on whitelist, 0.15 on the public sale. So when you jump over to OpenSea, they're actually sitting below public sale mint price, but a little bit above that whitelist sale, pre-sale mint price. But we are pre-reveal still. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens after this reveal. So over the last 4 days, you can see it's had a bit of a dip already in the price and the volume. There's a lot of volume the first couple of days after mint, and then we've dipped. I mean, still 800 sales on the 21st, 530. We're down to 360 yesterday. So sales are slowing down, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see, really, right? Like, I think this is going to be a reveal. Reveal might change things here because it's based around creating a manga. So they're going to be creating like a full metaverse and a full story, right? Like a comic book behind this. So they're going to have 3D collectibles, all sorts of things. So they have a ton planned for this thing. Anime series, rather, not a comic book, an anime series. So that's pretty huge, right? If they're planning to do an anime series.
Do you know if they're in development already, or is it just sort of?
No, that was well down the line. That was like in phase 3. So they're just all the way. They're still here in phase 1. So that's definitely further down the line. I'd like to see what comes out from the art. Another anime themed one that we covered before actually just revealed today, and Kami Tribe. I wasn't personally too pleased with the artwork, but it is what it is. That might change for this one. It looks like it's much more detailed. There's much more thought put behind these characters. So, I mean, just waiting and watching, right?
I'm not enjoying the previews. of what your NFT is going to look like. You know, the 5 that they show you in Discord, or the 20 sneak peeks, and
Yeah.
you look at each of them, and in any project, I'm not specifically talking about Company Drive, and
Yeah.
you look at them and you're like, wow, right?
Yeah.
And then you get yours, and it's like a hand doodle of whatever the sneak peek was, right?
Yeah. Or they just all look very, very similar.
Yeah.
So hopefully they have enough variety in these that they, that they can not fall into that trap. Often, I think that's what it is, right? Like post reveal, there's a dip. People might not be too pleased with what the art is or whatever, but if they look all the same, that's a bad sign. Like people instantly start dumping it, right? Like,
look, if you buying into an NFT project specifically for a PFP, so for a profile picture that's going to be on your Twitter and everything like that, I would personally say wait until after reveal, because usually the floor dips anyway, and then you can choose one that resonates with you. If you're not buying in for that reason, and I have to remind myself all the time, it really doesn't matter what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't matter. If the roadmap's good and the team's good, that's what matters. And you see many examples like that, crypto punks, right? For me, most of these pixelated projects doesn't resonate with me in any way. But if it makes me 10 ETH, I start to really like my pixelated NFT, and I like the look of it no matter what it looks like, and I'll make it my PFP if it makes me 50, right? So I mean, it's important to remind ourselves of that, unless it's an art project. If it's an art project, then it's a completely different story. But yeah, I mean, it's only natural that you're going to look at the art first. That's what you see first, and judge a project by that. And because it is judged by that, it means that that's very important, because if the whole community hates the art and dumps it, the floor is going to go to hell no matter what the roadmap or the team is like. So yeah, interesting conversation.
Yeah. Just thoughts to have, right? Like things to think about. Yeah.
Cat blocks Genesis. So this is currently sitting at 0.33, 10,000 PFP collection, nice owner ratio, 54%. Very nice activity, considering that it only launched about a week ago. Has really held its own quite nicely here. Has revealed already, which I like. I don't like it when a project keeps you waiting too long for reveal. And I have noticed a trend in the last couple of months or weeks where, because projects know that their floor price and secondary sales on OpenSea go up prior to reveal, they intentionally keeping the reveal for longer and longer. That's number one. And number two, these rug pull type projects that only got an artist to do 5 sneak peeks and never actually got the whole collection done are delaying weeks and weeks and weeks. And there was actually, we covered Galliverse, and again, I know nothing, but I really remember, Morland, the board eagle one, the eagle 3D ones that we really liked.
The meta eagles, right?
Galliverse, yeah, meta eagles by Galliverse. So we covered that, and then I bought into it on the secondary because I didn't have whitelist. So anyone who says we only covering projects because we get whitelist is not true. So I bought in on the secondary at a lot, at 0.4, and it's been sitting around 0.5, 0.4, 0.5, 0.4, but it's now been 2 weeks and they still haven't revealed. And I thought to myself, screw this. I'm starting to see things that I'm not so comfortable with. Number one was the delayed reveal. Number two, Morland, you won't believe this, but they had a New York skyscraper also,
really?
which looked to me like it wasn't real. Advertised on Times Square, really all the screens were playing there. I could be wrong, but I've started to pick up these threads that I'm seeing in these projects that have turned out to be rug pulls. And when I see 2 or 3 things similar in another project, today I sold out. I think, after gas, I probably lost 0.05. Very happy to get out and move on with my life. So again, I don't know that that's the case. I'm just saying I am starting to see red flags, and a long reveal is one of them. And the way we got there is that cat blocks did not have a long reveal. The big thing about this, and the reason I bought into this, and again, I bought in on the secondary, is because of the Puma collab that they teased at and then recently announced. Now, I'll play you the video, but I've since found out that Puma is collabing with them, but also with 3 other cat projects, including Lazy Lions, Cool Cats, and Gutter Cats. Right. So originally, when I bought in, I actually thought that just like Nike bought Clone X and that became their way to the NFT world, I thought to myself this was the same for cat blocks. So this was the video that really got me going. It started at the beginning, so you get the It's amazing, if if a picture is 1,000 words, a video is 1,000 pictures. And I mean, you just need a great video for a couple $1,000, and everyone's like, oh my God, let's pay the value of the video for one NFT. And that's not the case here. That's not the case here. It's just a side point. But yeah, I mean, so I was really excited when I heard that this was announced. They also tagged Puma in it, and Puma then came out and said that they were collabing with them as well as 3 others. So that for me was a bit of a dampener, because the word collab is quite broad. It could just mean that they're going to be giving, I don't know, it could mean a very, very brief type of agreement. It doesn't necessarily mean a long-term.
Could even be a one of one, right? Like there could just be a one of one cat blocks Puma that gets made or something, right? So
exactly, it could really be nothing, or this is quite cool, or it could be something, quite substantial. So it's hard to know. So that it has become more risky since I heard that Puma is collabing with 3 other NFT projects also. But still, in my opinion, being a businessman at heart, to be able to secure a collab with a company as big, a global multinational company as big as Puma, does speak volumes to me about the team. Just knowing that, for me, they were able to get a meeting with Puma. They were able to convince Puma to collab with them in any type of way. And these big brands do not collab with anyone lightly, because it's if these guys, cat blocks, do something horrible, it's a bad reflection on Puma. So I do think that in and of itself is bullish and does speak volume on the team without knowing anything else about them. But then if we jump onto the website, we can see here that they launched 17th of Feb. Just want to read here. Genesis kitties are your passport to the historic and groundbreaking journey of the cat blocks. There'll be wellness events and classes, access to collab cats and gifts. Collab cats, you see.
Yeah.
You see. So you know what happened with Gucci and Super Yankee, right? Yankee Haste.
Yankee Haste.
It might be like
plastic.
that. Yeah, where they use them to launch a collection of maybe 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, something to that effect. But it's not sort of the official Puma. So this might be Puma just getting their name into the space a bit. I don't know, but
dipping their toes in. Dipping their toes in before they go right all in off the deep end.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what I want to show you, the collab. So it says experimental collabs with brands. Again, experimental, so not sure. Artists, IP, NFT projects in the States. Stunning capsule collection with the world's largest brand. Push the boundaries of creative collaboration. Push the boundaries of NFT utility and technology. Cat blocks world domination. So the nice thing about the NFT itself is that it does lend itself very easily to being branded by a company. mean, you can see here they've branded all of them with their logo. Right, but here to put a Puma logo or whatever, it really does lend itself nicely. You've got a nice branding area to do whatever you want with it. You could wrap it if you wanted in a step and repeat Puma or whatever you want. The more I'm talking, the more I'm realizing that this collection is not going to be anything to do with Puma, but that they will be doing a future something with them, with their own cat blocks in this shape with the Puma logo. That in and of itself, it could be bullish. When it happens, this price could rise. But yeah, so I mean, just knowing that they've got this collab makes me bullish on the team. The art is irrelevant. The fact is that they have stayed at a good floor price. There is risk involved. It's a very uncertain space, and new projects are even more uncertain. Not a proven track record yet, but definitely one to keep on your radar for sure.
Yeah, and like you said, the fact that the team was able to get a seat at the table with Puma, that says volumes. And walked out of there with an actual collab.
No, I doubt it was the same meeting. I'm sure they had repeated meetings where John had to come to the next meeting the head of this, and next meeting they had Patrick there from wherever.
And we're gonna circle back and bring John over again. There are probably a lot of hoops to jump through. But that being said, the fact that they were able to jump through those hoops and get this deal done, whatever it is, that speaks volumes to the team. So next one, we got Square Bears. So this was another 3D project. I personally didn't look too heavily into it before it was minting. It minted on the 22nd, but it did get some hype around it because of that 3D meta, right? Unfortunately, they didn't even sell out. There's 6,666 of these 3D bears with a ton of different cool traits. But they've actually, when you hop, where is it? Here we go. When you hop over to their OpenSea, they've actually revealed, which is cool, but there's only 1.1 items.
I really actually like the artwork. I think it's quite cool.
Yeah, the artwork's interesting, but then items not being even completely sold out. The owner count is fairly low, really low. I guess everyone might own 2 or 3 at this rate, right?
No,
so
2.5.
2.5, yeah. So not the greatest
volume traded is very bad. 18
yeah ETH. 18 ETH. So right off the bat, they're not doing so hot. They've even had their
what was the high
after reveal. The high here was pre-reveal at 0.1, but there was only 30 sales, right?
And what was the minting price, you know?
I'm not sure actually.
That would be interesting because
I couldn't find it.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I do want to just say that I wouldn't want to be a 3D project in the current climate now. I would have wanted to be a 3D project a month ago, but there's another billboard.
I was just gonna say I didn't want to FUD anyone's bags or anything.
No. Let's see.
But this is their billboard. This is their billboard from the 19th. They posted this February 19th. So I don't know.
That's not Times Square number 1.
No, but it's still, I don't know. It's so hard to tell with these things. Like I've seen at least it's a video, and it's not just I've seen others. Like this is a video. This is moving, right? Like this is
it's more
I've seen others where it's just a still, right? So I don't know.
But even if it's moving, I mean, this does seem more real than the ones I've seen. But the ones I've seen, which I know weren't real, just because were like literally Times Square under the NASDAQ or whatever thing, or on top of that NASDAQ thing or whatever, which is just bullshit. Because I mean, it would cost millions, a lot. So, I mean, it's hard to know. As I say, I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be a 3D project, but all of a sudden you show me a billboard and a 3D project and a zero point 0.3 mint, which is why I asked the mint price, but I don't know what the mint price was.
Mm-hmm.
And I start to think, you know.
It's just, it's that, yeah, they didn't mint out, not a huge owner count.
I really wonder what their mint price was. I wonder if I type into Google here.
See if we can find
Square
it.
Bears.
Square Bears, yeah. The art is cool. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
It's not.
Their mint price was 0.079. So that's not bad. This is
So
not
it's
consistent
sitting at
at
floor.
mint, but they could be buying the floor every day. I mean, but it's not consistent with the 0.25, 0.3 ETH, 0.4 ETH, 0.5 ETH 3D rug pools that we or slow rugs, because they stay around for a bit. If they can, they launch a second collection and get you to spend more. So is the team doxed?
So the team is large, but they just have all Twitter following. They just have Twitters.
Okay, but is it a person's name or is it
Ryan?
Okay, no, but still, I mean, it's not Ryan's face, right?
No.
When did he join?
December 2021.
Okay, go to the next guys.
Let's
so he created that just
that
for
was the founder. This guy was another founder.
Daniel.
Oh, he's got an Suki.
Not a huge following. Well, now you know what he did with the mint money that he made.
Yeah.
Shame. No, look, I don't know anything about this project. I'm just any 3D project I see, I'm worried about these days.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up as it was a new mint. It
was pretty hyped.
It had that 3D hype, and yeah, it didn't really live up to it. So we'll see what happens, I guess, right?
For sure. All right, so let's go here. I'll just share my screen. I just wanted to show you. I was scrolling on the Puma Twitter, and they've got a thing with Minecraft also. So they're definitely making a move. They look how cool those Minecraft shoes
are. Those are actually cool. Yeah, those are pretty cool actually.
They really are cool. And a bit of a Minecraft range, which I think is really quite cool. But Puma's definitely dipping its toes. Definitely. I mean, it's clear as day. I really like those sneakers.
Might have to order them.
Yeah, Puma mine. So they've made a big noise here about the Minecraft side. I don't see anything about the cat projects, but I did see it announced in a few places. The 4 cat projects. Anyway, to move on to the next one is Tasty Bones. So Tasty Bones are very similar to 3D Landers in my thinking. So also very hyped. Also hang of a lot of notable followers. People in the space that really genuinely only follow decent projects, a really lot of volume in a very short amount of time, as well as many buys well above the floor price of rares. So yeah, I mean, everything is down at the moment, but I just want to, I'm not going to try to scroll the whole thing. This does paint a picture. It's quite an interesting one. Way down, but it went all the way up to, came out 2. So the highest is 2. Great volume there. Just want to go onto their website to just give you a bit of an idea, because this is like a game type thing. And some of yours are going to win the game and survive, others are not, and then they're going to be saved by the Valley of Souls. And you'd love this, Moreland. You should have done this on a whole lure and story and deflationary mechanic, because some of them are going to get destroyed. So lots of interesting stuff going on over here. Also, there is a roadmap on this one, which is really great. And I'll show it to you now. The team is fully doxed, which is really good. So I know this is a post-drop review. We're not really reviewing it, but after I did this review, I actually ended up buying one off the floor. So that, I mean, you can take whatever you want from there. I've been very wrong very many times. I've been right a few times also, so who knows. The one thing I don't love about it in general, and again, we say that your picture is not everything. Don't judge an NFT by its cover, but I don't like how derivative it is. Very much Doodle's vibe to me. the colors and everything. I really don't love that. I mean, just start with something unique. Obviously, I'm the only person that feels that, because this is an incredible floor price. To have at this stage. They minted at 0.066. So
Wow.
the other things that made me quite bullish. So forget the picture. I'm not into the picture. The other things that made me quite bullish. So I got notable guys talking about it, buying it, making it their PFP. Sales above the floor price, well above of rares. Other thing is I like smaller collections. Great owner distribution over here. So those were lots of volume traded, lots of interest, lots of stuff. So if we just look at their that's all their rarity. All right, so let's just make the roadmap bigger here, and I'll show you. Okay, so mint date February. Okay, 2 to 3 weeks after mint, Tasty Bones report to their agencies for training. Now, I don't have time for that, so I'll just be holding my NFT. Tasty Bones ventures into the land of the living to collect their first offering. That's the portal that we were looking at. Was that the project before?
Mm-hmm.
Evil spirits arrive, attacking Tasty Bones. Tasty Bones prepare to deliver food offerings to the soul. Tasty Bone token. Something you've got to be careful with token. I'm not saying it's the case here, but something you do have to be careful with. People will call their in Discord token a token, but you can never swap it for ETH on Sushi Swap or whatever, and it's not a real token. So I'm not saying that that's the case here. I'm just saying in general, don't just see $1 in a token name and assume that that's a token that can be swapped by ETH and will be traded, on the market for supply and demand. It could just be an in-house currency that can be used to buy other things from them, like merch or possibly, to upgrade or enter whitelists or stuff to that effect. So, I mean, just always look into that. I don't know what the answer is here. So moving on swiftly, because I should. Sorry about that. T-Bones arrives at it's like I was going to give an answer, but yeah, it is. No, I don't know.
I have no clue.
No, I've got no idea. And it's probably easy to find out. That's why I'm saying I'm sorry I didn't ask. Tasty Bones arrived at the T-Bone Armory and prepared to make multiple deliveries. No idea. In real life events, wonderful. It's COVID. I can't go anywhere. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I really like drops, like 3D versions and VX versions and all of that. But again, it doesn't really tell you if you're going to have to pay for it or not. But in a project that was 0.066, I'm quite comfortable they're not going to charge you much, even if they do charge you. So that's quite cool. DAO and Bones community vote. So look, I mean, there's nothing here that is like, oh my God, this roadmap is just like, blowing me away. I really found out about it. I just saw people's profile pictures about it. I then looked at their Twitter. I saw all these really notable followers, and guys buying it well above the floor price. And then that was just a reveal. And then, when I looked into the team, which I must show you, they were really fully docked. I did go and look at each and every one of them, and it wasn't just like their thing. There were some pictures and some real names and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm bullish enough on it that I bought in the other day. In today's climate, the way that ETH has dropped today and the world events that are happening today, I don't think I would be buying into any brand new projects, even with a great team and a lot of interest from notable people and all the rest. I'm definitely, I have a list of items that I've, like World of Woman, possibly Cool Cats. They really have dropped the ball on these pets. They put out some stupid announcement the other day that this is harder than we thought, when everyone thought the game was already developed like fully, or they're being able to feed it and whatever. I'm still long-term bullish on them, just because they OGs in the space and they're not going anywhere. They're not going to give up. But it did actually seem a bit defeatist, to be honest. And you've got to be careful what your communication says. But even keeping an eye on Gutter Cats, obviously, Mutant Apes is not out of the question if it gets to a certain level, even if I have a second one. Bored Apes are out of the question. I do not have 90 Ethereum. I don't have 70 Ethereum. So, but Mutants, not out of the question. Ones like that are the ones that I think now is a good opportunity to try pick up.
It'd be a good time to build your list, right? Like for anyone, really.
Yeah.
Just sort of get the piece of paper out and the pencil and write your wish list and if ETH is on a dip, maybe you can scoop some up at a decent price, and who knows what's going to happen with the whole climate geopolitically. We haven't seen this before with NFTs, so who
But
knows
just
what
to
the
put it in
prices will happen.
perspective, just to put it into perspective, 2 months ago, mutant apes were 6 Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
So it can go back there. Yeah,
That's what
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I'm agreeing.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they do have their token coming, and they have now reached highs that they hadn't reached before. So I don't think it will go back there, but it is possible. All of these
Mm-hmm.
projects, you just look at what they were sitting at mid-December, or even end of November, early December, after that month or two of real bear, and that's where it's possible for them to go back to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure we're forgetting one more, Moreland Clementines.
Clementines, that was you.
Was it me?
That was you, yeah. Because you bought one, remember?
I'll do Clementines. Let me have a look here. Let's pull it up quickly. OpenSea.
Yeah,
So
you
I did
you
buy
got in
one.
on the
I got a
mint, right?
whitelist. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
But just to clarify, I got that from an alpha group that I pay for. I won whitelist from that group. I did not get it from the show. All right. So, yeah, we can share
there we go.
Clementine's Nightmare. We love this one. If you haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
the video of us reviewing it before, click right. It's so hard. Right there.
Might be up this way more, over in the top right corner
It's
of your
actually better
screen.
like this.
Yeah, that's
Click
a better
there.
way to do it. Click like
All
that.
right. Let's pretend like we're not live.
Yeah. This is for editing purposes.
It's more for fun. I like doing that. Clementine's Nightmare. If you haven't seen our video, you can watch a chat of the pre-review. Quite bullish on it. We're not doing that again. We're just looking at the movement. So they've actually gone up today. They were sitting about 0.6. One of the few projects that has gone up today. Haven't revealed yet. Other one going up today is Invisible Friends, which we are going to talk about tomorrow. Lots of excitement to discuss there. Again, you can see they hit a high of when they just came out, they were 1.2, slowly been dipping. Nice quick reveal. Sorry, no reveal yet. So this is not really typical. You'd want to see more, but again, the environment that pre-reveal, you'd want to see more activity going on at this point. But again, the market that we're currently involved in is weird for many reasons. So the ETH price, the world climate, all of that is really affecting everything. But this is a very decent floor price to maintain. I do like 5,000 collections. I really like this owner distribution ratio. A really good turnover, ETH turnover. So yeah, I mean, I like this project. I haven't been tempted to sell. Mint price, I can't remember. I think it was 0.2.
2. I think so.
Does
Yeah.
that sound right?
Yeah.
I think it was. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been tempted to sell. Just a little refresher. If we jump onto their website over here, they've got some cool stuff coming out. I really love this artwork. I mean, I always say don't judge an NFT by its cover, and I'm guilty of doing that. Yeah, and it's so hard not to judge it by the art, but you really shouldn't, because the art's really pretty much irrelevant. And if you like the look of it, you're not going to like the look of it if you lose 2 Ethereum on it, right?
Yeah.
So they've got this play to earn game coming out. Jeez, I really like this artwork. Look at this, bro.
Yeah, it's really
The
well
movement,
done.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
The recoil when she shoots it.
I think the thing with this project is it's going to take a little time before it breaches that like 1 ETH mark again, because they have to build, right? Like it's not just it's not a flipper's dream project, you know what I mean?
I don't know. So far it is. You would have paid 2.2.
Well, yeah,
and
for if you got in on the mint, right?
For
But
sure.
right now,
For sure.
right?
Yeah,
Right
I hear
now,
you.
it's not. People aren't buying off the secondary with the intent to try and flip this the next day or 2 days later. You got to let them build. They've got a AAA game that they have to develop. So just let it happen, right?
I really like this artwork.
Mm-hmm.
PC game
I personally
beta.
think this is going to be a really good project when that game beta drops, and yeah, it's going to be it's gonna do well.
I hope
No,
so. I mean, not selfishly, I just in general, because it just looks well put together to me. Again, look at when we covered it properly. But yeah, good to see it doing so. I think it's doing incredibly well. Good to see it
yeah,
doing so nicely, holding its own here. I am disappointed by the volume. Now, again, not personally, just objectively looking at this. 100 sales. But again, I mean, OpenSea volume is way down the last few days, bro.
people don't
Like
trust them
way,
anymore. People disconnected their wallet and said, "Screw you."
and don't want to do it again. You think? I mean,
Yeah.
that could have been a catalyst. I mean, to be really honest, I think that these guys innovated OpenSea. They've built something amazing here because they were the first. And again, the amount of volume of things happening at the same time on OpenSea, and we have said it before, like, there's 15 mints happening at the same time as 20 projects revealing, and the 15 mints are each 10,000 PFPs, and people are buying, people are selling. It's a complicated infrastructure, right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
unfortunately, their communication is off, their customer service is off, and I do think they're going to be in a boatload of trouble when Coinbase comes out. A boatload,
Yeah, yeah.
because Coinbase is here. You got to list. You see your OpenSea NFTs. Coinbase, you connect your wallet and you will see
All of
everyone's
them.
NFTs all across the board, because anyone who's got a Coinbase wallet, they're going to be automatically registered there. So all of a sudden, instead of listing on LooksRare and OpenSea and whatever,
Magic
you
Eden
literally got
for
to,
your Solana and
you doing
the
it all
Cardano
in one place. You're
marketplace.
buying your ETH, and you're going to have the customer service. Hopefully, I do think be careful, because as I said, it's more complicated than I think even Coinbase realizes. I'm saying the infrastructure
Yeah.
of the actual technology, I'm sure they will go down. Like yesterday was Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's what's it? Doggy's launch.
Doggies. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I got whitelist there also, bro, and I had whitelist. Last night I was just like
You were
buzzing.
minting like crazy. Yeah,
I had
minting
Invisible
and
Friends
flipping
whitelist,
and
which I got because I own a Slim Hoods and a Mood Roller, which I was like so happy about. And then at the same time, Sandbox Snoop was Snoop's dog. I got whitelist there because I own a Jadu hoverboard that we saw the
okay.
CyberCongs on, and
Yeah,
Jadu
yeah.
organized the entire community got whitelist for Snoop. I know Subducks, I think, also got 200 whitelists. I also own a Subduck, but I never saw that. After the fact, I saw they had done a short giveaway, like all of a sudden 500 people, and oh, you won. But I had whitelist, so I minted the day before yesterday, and I minted at point two. I listed it immediately for one, and I sold it immediately. And then I thought,
Nice.
I really want the Snoop Dogg doggy. I really do, because if anyone's been vocal about NFTs, it's the
Snoop.
dog family, Snoopy's son. You're right; they're
Yeah,
really in the space,
yeah.
and he's an events guy, and he's already got the Sandbox presence and whatever. So if anyone can do this, if it's not just like I'm buying Snoop, who's never been involved in this space. He's been quite involved. So if anyone can make it, any a celebrity like him could make it great, I think he could. So I wanted to get back in. So, bro, I'm looking at the secondary, and then I see a notice on Jodu saying, "Hey, public sale in 2 hours," which I didn't even realize. I thought it had sold out. Public sale in 2 hours. You can mint one more even if you were whitelisted. And I thought, boom.
Nice.
So I moved some ETH to Sand, and I was ready to go. They broke Sandbox, bro. Like Sandbox went down, completely down. Then they came up with a message with a queue system. So I'm just saying, Sandbox is used to high,
Yeah.
development stuff happening, 3D rendering and whatever, and they couldn't handle one hype mint. So,
Snoop
you know,
Dogg's
I,
metaverse presence in Sandbox is wild. Like it's really crazy what like he's a full-blown partner with them, right? Like
yeah.
he's taken this metaverse thing really and web3 thing really seriously. Like he sees that as like the next step for him. So good on you for grabbing one. That's
So I
awesome.
got my second one, and I haven't
Yeah,
sold him.
you're holding that
I'm
one.
holding him. Well, until I
Till you
get
see.
10x. Look, I used to be, and I think you're guilty of the same thing. Both of us, if we bought into a project, it was like we signed a contract of marriage.
Yeah, it
It
got
was like,
very very connected to the
attached.
community and the
and
the
attached to your
art and
NFT.
mhm.
And I have learned in my experience that barring one or two, I'm very attached to my mutant, but I think it's because we use him as a logo on our show, and Bianca drew me one behind me, which makes me more attached, and that sort of stuff. But barring one or two NFTs, I've changed. I've consciously made a decision. If I can make 10x a couple of ETH, and you know what, then it goes on my list to buy again when the market goes to hell. And it always
Right.
goes to hell, and then it comes back again. So try to sell, and your timing is always crap. You don't know if you're selling the top or on the
You
way to the top.
can't time it. That's for
Can't
sure.
time it perfectly, but sell when you're making good profit, and then buy in again. There will be some that never go back down to a level that you can buy back into, and so be it. There's many NFTs. So my view has changed. So look, if I wake up tomorrow and Snoop Dogg's was sitting at 3, I
Probably
might sell.
sell it.
It might be
Yeah.
short-sighted because, as I say, I do believe that if anyone can do it, he can. I really do. So yeah, it's interesting, very interesting to see what happens with that one and with all of these ones that we spoke about.
Yeah.
The one we're really watching is Invisible Friends, but
Yeah.
I'm specifically leaving that for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Freestyle Friday. So Freestyle Fridays is basically where we do what we've been doing the last 5 minutes here. No script, just talking NFTs. My favorite day. How about you, Morland?
Same. Can't complain about Friday.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Guys, tune in, same time, same place tomorrow. If you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join our Discord, man. Good place to be. Lots of alpha in there, a really lot of alpha. Maybe a bit too much alpha, but there's a lot. There's a lot of channels. There's a lot of alpha. But I don't know. Maybe I'm in maybe 8 alpha groups, of which most of them are paid. The ones that aren't paid, I'm in because I own a mutant ape, and it's limited to mutant. There's 2 Discords that I'm in that I'm only there because I'm a mutant ape holder or board ape holder that I don't pay for. The rest are paid for, like Kosher or Brettway or whatever. But typically, anything notable that I do see, and I don't see everything, I post in our Discord anyway. So and it's completely free. I mean, there's no payment to us or whatever. Our Discord is open. So if you really want quite a cool pumping, it's got tracking of wallets, it's got latest mints every day coming out, it's got news, it's got summaries of projects, it's got deep research into projects. It's really got a lot of stuff. So we'd love to have you in our Discord. But yeah, anything else, Morland?
No, you covered it. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
Cool.
Peace,
and our
guys.
thoughts are with Ukraine for sure.
Yes.
See you tomorrow, guys.
See you guys.